this for. Today's November 1st. Happy November. Happy New Year if you celebrated Samhain last night. Happy day after Halloween, like the Dia de los Muertos. As Bone Thugs and Harmony would say, it's the first of the month. Please disregard that. It's pretty cringe. Anyway, here we are. I'm gonna do some makeup today. It's like low 50s here today in California, in Los Angeles, so it's a little chilly. Our walk this morning with Mabel and I was about 49 degrees, so a little cold, but I still wear shorts for all my walks because it just has all the pockets and it's okay. Today I'm going to do something strange. Usually I like to apply my makeup with my fingers, is my favorite way. I'm going to put it on with a sponge. And today the sponge is lightly dampened. This is the All Hours that you sent, All Hours. And what shade am I? LW7. So that's what we're doing. Today is kind of just going to be a day of a little different stuff than normal. But the thing that I'm grateful for, since we're doing all the gratefuls, see there's the, is that one of the things that this filming my makeup every day is, it's asking me to reach for products I don't always end up reaching for. So especially for the eye palettes, it's really instructive because I've meant to do some declutter, going through my stuff, and I just have not, because I have a lot of eye palettes and I just wasn't ready for it. So I was dragging my feet, and in gratitude, I'm happy to be doing this. I did skip yesterday because holiday, but I'm grateful to be filming because this is helping me go through my eye palettes and see if there's things that have kind of lost their freshness. You know, palettes do have a little freshness dating, and it's probably not as limited as some of the use by dates that people have, but they do, and depending on the brand, depending on how much moisture or other things that your makeup's around, can kind of degrade the efficacy of them. So it's good for me to get in touch with my palettes that I don't pull out all the time for whatever reason, and see if they're still good, if I still like them. Sometimes I'm just, you know, my desires and palettes change. So there you have it. You're probably gonna get really tired of hearing me say there you have it. Okay, I think I got all of the, and the YSL Hours is more of a full coverage for me. Okay. And it also dries down pretty well, so I don't really feel like, you know, there's a little bit of, yeah, it's pretty much dried down. So I don't feel like I absolutely have to have a setting powder with this. And it wears really nicely. I wore it to a baseball game in the heat during the summer. I went to a lovely game with my friend Z, which I'm also very grateful for. Okay, so this is the foundation. So I was thinking about, so I will not powder today. We'll just forego the powder. And my glasses are now on the floor. There you have it. Okay, so I'm gonna, for my blush, go into the Cinderella, and we're gonna do this, because it's, if I'm more gray-greeny, I wanna have pops of color on my face. It's very exciting. Okay, so we'll use this Cinderella brush from Sigma also. And we're just gonna use the blush for this, again, I'm trying to keep it fairly pale, so I'm not really using a bronzer, a contour, or a bronzer. I'm just keeping it with my blush. Some days you just feel that way. Okay, so I have kind of light peachy. And if I got too crazy, I could tamp it down with some of the powder at this point in time. I don't know that we're there yet, but okay, I'm gonna do a little bit on my eyes through here and roll out into the temple area. Okay. Now this does have the highlighter with it. In here, let me show you, but this is a beautiful highlighter. But not really what I'm going for today, so hang with me. What I want to use is a Fantasia X one size. And this does have a little more sparkle than I like to have usually in my highlighter, but it's a really pretty color, and it just surprises me how much I do like this as a highlighter. It's completely out of character. Like, if I had to say what my general desire is, you know, apparent but not too blingy, smooth, you know, color that kind of, the highlighter just natural, is a little more natural. Like, nothing about this is natural, but a little more natural. Excuse me. But this is a sparkly, and I like it, and that's out of character for me. But some days you just feel a little out of character. I'm trying to get a good amount on here. I might be using the wrong brush for this, but we're just going to keep going with the If you've watched the channel a lot, you know that I love the cheek clappers that have highlighters in with them. Excuse me. Okay, so I think I've sufficiently highlighted. Okay. So if you see in certain, but if I go outside, you really see the little bit of cascade of sparkling, and it's like a slightly beigey base. The swatch is very firm. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can see the sparklies in that thick layer, but it's not big chunky, but it's just like a light. I feel very magical when I wear this, so that's all. I just need to feel a little magical. All right, so we're gonna do eyes. We're gonna mix two palettes today. And the thing about this is, again, I'm enjoying using my palettes for these, but I wanted to look, this is the Glamlite Frosted Flakes. This is primarily blue and orange, but we're gonna use a couple of these oranges and then from the other palette. So I'm gonna swatch the sparkly ones in this to show you. And this is a gold. Okay, so there are the two. sparkly as that. And then the other one that I'm going to be using other multiple shades of is the Nomad, the Okavango. I'm probably saying that wrong, but anyway. This is their Safari palette, and I really love that. So anyway, we're going to be using some of the browns and let me show you the difference between. So this is, nope, I swatched the wrong one. This is Roaring Lions. Not flipping you off. Okay, so Roaring Lions. And then the other shimmer shade is Leaping Lequiz. I don't know. Anyway, so let's. Okay, so then these two on the bottom are the Okavango, the Nomad palette, and then the two on the top are the Glamlite Frosted Flakes. So, and then the rest, the mattes are going to be out of the Nomad palette. So let's start in with because I think I'm going to forego the gold. I don't know that that works in what I'm doing, but I think the one from the Glamlite and then the lighter one from Okavango, I think we're going to do. So, and we're going to pull out one of the orangey mattes from Glamlite. So here we go. All right, so they're so tasty, and I think we're going to try with that one first, the So Tasty, with a fluffy brush. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, it's very pigmented. I like the Glamlite formula for the most part. Not all palettes are created equal. Loved the Barbie palette, loved the Rick and Morty palette. The Hershey palettes are great. They're great. The Hershey palettes were really nice. You've got the milk chocolate and the cookies and cream. And both of those, the cookies and cream is a really pretty with blues, like blue gray and some color tone brown. And then the other one is basically, it's got the rich chocolates, like the milk chocolates, but both of those were really good palettes. So lately they've been doing a lot of dark palettes. Okay, so I think we're gonna move over to the Okavango and then come back for this, the Tony the Tiger shade. Oh, Tiger Paw. Sorry, it's called Tiger Paw. Hopefully not like Tiger's Paw. Remember that? The whole, the Tiger Paw pops and then the wish comes true and it all ends horribly. But they're saved in the end because they had one last wish to. Anyway, I'm going off. So we're gonna go in now with the browns of this. Deep brown, more of the rich brown. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Yeah. All right, so packing brush. Gonna start with the deepest, a little cooler tone brown for lining. And I'm just using Cinderella again from Sigma, the packing brush. I've been foregoing actual liner lately for just using my shadow as liner. I often will go over liner with shadow just to soften it up if I'm not, if there's not like a blending tip or something on the liner. Okay, so I'm going in just a little bit into the V with the darkest shade. Okay, and then using my hand as a cleaning device, I'm going to go into the warmer brown. Now I think the lip is going to be a very statement look today. I could use that shimmering, the shimmer down, that's the orangey, of the NYX Butter Glosses, the new shimmer ones, which I think I mentioned those are really good. Okay, now I want to go under with the warmer brown too. I don't know that it'll show up, but maybe just lightening, not lightening, but warming that a bit. Not poking my eye. Okay, so I think, all right, so now that I'm looking at that, do I want that brighter orange or the more burnished? I think I want a little bit, but let's go in with the burnished look first. From here, that would be that Roaring Lion shade. Also, Mighty Buffaloes. This is a beautiful, like if you want a kind of one and done, it's just really gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, it's hard not to use that shade because it's so pretty and so like easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, so let's go to Roaring Lions then next and see if we can do that closer to the corner, but still. This palette was so lovely. The fact that they've got, when they do the little mixies, like it doesn't show up if you're mixing it together on your eye, but it's got a couple of them that are like, this is more zebra, and then you've got the stripes of like the tiger and that. Just really pretty as a palette to look at. And I still have most of my pan embossings, because that's the thing with a larger collection, is you're not really using through it at the same rate that you would if you were just using, you know, 2 or 3 palettes. So I'm grateful for that. Okay, so I've got a little bit of the sheen into that. I think you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, now I'm going to go back for a minute into the Frosted Flakes. Now I'm going to pull out that more significant orange. Significant. Okay. So we're going to the sparkly orange. I'm going to try and keep this closer to just the lid and not go up too far onto the crease. Now probably I would have a deeper read of this if I were applying with my finger, but I'm going to try not to, because I think I would have a very deep read of this color, and we'd be getting into the tear duct area, which I want to save for that last. Again, we're not going into the gold, but we're going right there. And it's not going to be super bright because it's color, but it'll be, give that kind of not punch to it, but the effect of keeping the color intact but having a little bit of sparkle. That's the plan, at least. The plan. I think it's Blackadder, where he's like, I've got a clever plan. Something like that. Okay, back to the Nomad palette. Back to this guy. And a little under. Got too close to the tear duct. Okay, so that stays pretty smoky of a look. Just maybe a little bit of, like I said, I could go back into the migrating zebras if I wanted just a very cold sparkle in the middle, but I'm not feeling that today. So we're gonna keep the dark and smoky. So let's put on some mascara. We're just playing. So anyway, that's kind of the color palette there. And then we're going to be looking at some lips, some different lip swatches. So I may take it off so I can do it on that hand, or we'll do it on this one. We'll see. Of course, my nose itches right when I'm getting ready to do stuff. And probably before I walked out of the house, if I was worried about it, I would double check my blush and my highlighter in the natural lighting to see, in the completely natural lighting. Oh. And that happens. All right, there we go for that. Now, lips. Okay, so lips. I pulled out 4 different things, really. We're gonna line with the Wherever Walnut by Makeup Revolution. Let me do that first, and then we'll swatch the colors. And I just, even though I've got the kind of brown smoky eye going on, I kind of wanted a bold lip. Now, usually they say if you're doing bold eyes, you shouldn't do bold lips. To like pick an attention point. But I don't know. Some days you just want to throw caution to the wind. So it's not very windy today, but still a toss of the caution should be fine. So I'm looking at, there's 2 of the, Lisa Eldridge came out with a new formula, and I've been looking at videos of that, but I have some Lisa Eldridge formulas and colors that I really like. So love her packaging. So this is of this. So this is the Velvet Duchess. Let me take off the highlights so we have space so we can do it by our palette by our oranges. Okay, So this is Velvet Duchess, and the Velvet formula is the Velvet formula, but it's like a matte that's got some, the velvet of it is supposed to keep it from being completely like a dry matte. So that's Velvet Duchess. And then we have the Velvet Cinebar. So this is more of a brownie. So Duchess is the red one, the red, more reddish. Cinebar, the more brownish. Then this is one of the NARS. This is in Killer Queen. Okay, and this is a little more, it's still matte. It maybe is a little more light read to it, but not a lot. It's still, and it's kind of maybe a cross between, it's a little more red than the Cinebar, but it's kind of still in that family. And then something completely, not completely different, but this is the Antibes from Merit in their matte formula. And this is more of a peachy brown. And you can have a little more of a soft wash of color with this one if you wanted. Let me show you. Okay, so that's more in the peachy category. All right, so where shall we go? I feel like if we did the Velvet Cinebar and then the central with the Merit Antibes, that might be an interesting kind of a, let's do that. Let's start light and then do dark, rather than, because I don't really want to be getting dark lipstick on this, on my bullet, so I'd have to use a lip brush or use a finger, and I'm not wanting to do that, so here we are. Okay, so we're going to apply this liberally. Okay, so if I wanted just a more soft lip and I could pat this down, I could do this and this could be the look, and I'd be very happy with it, I think. But we're going for it. We are throwing caution to the wind. All right, so let's take Velvet Cinebar then. That's Velvet Duchess. Okay, Velvet Cinebar. And we're gonna do the outer portions. I feel very excited for some reason, like this is just, throwing caution to the wind suits me. Maybe that should be my new mantra. Throwing caution to the wind suits me. I like the feel of that. All right, let's take a look. I think so. I mean, it's not like super distinguished, but it's enough. Like, and if I wanted to, I could put a little bit of gloss, but I'm feeling more matte. Okay. So this is what I would probably do before heading out into the world. I'm gonna take just a little bit of that Lawless powder and just zhuzh. We're zhuzhing. All right. Okay, so just gonna give me a little bit of kind of softens it, and I could go over that to with a highlighter, but I just think I'm gonna leave that as it is. Okay, I am ready for the day. Let me see how I can throw caution to the wind in other ways. It's the first of the month. Tabula rasa. Anyway, hope you all are doing well, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.